Hi, everyone. We are here today to talk about detox. This has been a big requested topic, and so I figured I would put everything in one sort of video. I'm going to go over each of these things, not in. I have a friend here today. I'm going to go over each thing sort of quickly, and if you want more information on any of the topics, just let me know, or you can also Google them. There's lots of sort of in-depth videos about each one. But I just want to sort of put a caveat out there that I'm going to list a bunch of things that I can think of, and some of them are better for different things and different people. So I'm in no way insinuating that you should start doing them all right away. Do the ones that make the most sense for you and that fit into your lifestyle and maybe you have the materials for already in your home. I'm also going to put an Amazon wish list together with some of the materials so that it's super easy for you to know if you want a dry brush. There's a dry brush in there. All the materials that you would need to do any of these detox protocols, the materials will be there. And so it'll be in the information box to this video, or if I sent this to you personally, I'll send you the list as well. Okay, so let's get started. The first one, and the one that I love the most, has everything to do with our lymphatic system. And so very quickly, our lymphatic system is sort of like our garbage disposal system. But unlike our circulatory system, which is pumped by our heart, so if you're laying still and not moving, your heart is still pumping your circulatory system. Your lymphatic system is static. So if you're not physically moving, your lymphatic system is not moving. And so your body, you're sort of shutting off or limiting one of your main detox pathways. And so rebounding is a really good idea. If your kids have a trampoline and you can get on there for sort of 10 minutes a day, that's a fabulous idea. And don't think you have to, be jumping like you're at a trampoline park. They call it the health bounce. So your feet don't even have to really leave the surface, just so that you're moving and you're sort of feeling that movement. And often it feels really good. Like you'll feel really good after you get off. Okay, the other way to move your lymph is dry brushing. And this is a brush that I've had so many people, when I recommend this, go, oh yeah, I think I have one of those. Like it comes in gift packs you get at Christmas time with, pretty smelling shampoo and body wash and stuff. So if you have one of these laying around, put it to good use. If not, they're like $5 or $6. I took the handle off of mine because it was annoying. I like to hold it like this. So basically what you do is you want to get in the habit of doing this every day before you get in the shower. And it can 5 minutes max. And it's a really good habit to get into that makes a huge difference. It has a great benefit for your skin. I've seen a decrease in cellulite and varicose veins since I started doing it regularly, which is really nice. And it helps move your lymphatic system. So in short, what you want to do is you want to brush just hard enough so you can feel it, but not hard enough so that you're scratching your skin. So it's very gentle, and you do it from head to toe, and you do it towards your heart. So you start at the extremities and you move towards your heart. And the same thing on the bottom. Start at your toes and move up to towards your heart. And if you have more questions on that, I can certainly do a tutorial, and there's lots of really great ones online that have just to do with that. So that's the first one. The second one, that's sort of really good for just overall any sort of detox or die-off symptoms that you might be experiencing. The second one I want to talk about is Netipot. And so this is, I'm sure most of you have heard of this. You put warm water and some kind of saline solution, either salt or baking soda, in with the water. Most often when you buy these, it'll come with a little package, so you don't have to worry about it. I also add a little bit of colloidal silver. This just happens to be the brand that I have, because that's really antibacterial, antimicrobial, antipathogenic. So if you're experiencing, this can be good for anything, but especially if you're prone to seasonal allergies, if you are experiencing sinus congestion, headaches, brain fog, sort of anything up in here as part of your detox die-off situation, the Netipot can really help. And again, lots of videos online if you sort of don't know how to use that, but basically you put water in it, you go like this, and all the water comes out. And you do it the other way. Okay, so that's the Netipot. The next thing is pretty simple. It is Dandelion Root Tea. And this is the brand that I recommend because it's organic and it is the roasted dandelion root. Dandelion leaf is great, but that's sort of for other things. Roasted dandelion root is incredibly powerful for your liver, and that's a really good thing because our liver is, when we're going through the sort of changes that we're asking our body to make when we're healing our gut, all of the toxins that are being dumped into our bloodstream have to get out somehow. And that's the liver's job to process them out. And so the better our liver is functioning, the faster those things will leave and the better we will feel throughout the process. And I think it's delicious. So it's a really good thing. I recommend that all of my clients sort of keep that in their pantry. And it's one of those things where you can drink a cup every day if you like it. And then if you're having a day where you're really feeling awful, you're tired, you're headachy, whatever it may be, have 3 or 4 glasses that day. It's safe and it's gentle. Worst case scenario is you'll have to pee a lot more if you're drinking that. But that's a good thing because you're flushing stuff out. And that's what we're trying to do here when we're talking about detox and die-off. The things are better out than in, but we want to get them out as quickly and efficiently as possible so that we don't feel crappy during the process. One step up above from that is a product that I use, and there's lots of products on the market if you want to research your own. This is just the one that I found that works really nicely for me. It's called HEPA Tonic. And it's from Wise Women Herbals, which is a really nice herbal company. And it's sort of like the 2.0 of Dandelion Root Tea for your liver and for your other sort of endocrine systems that are helping to flush out all those toxins. It has burdock root, celandine, milk thistle, fringe tree, and Oregon grapefruit. I will warn you, this doesn't taste great. But I do a half a teaspoon in just a shot glass of water and I pound it. And again, I do that every day. And then if I have days where I feel like I'm really having heavy detox and I feel sluggish, or I see evidence of it, if I have really dark circles or I'm having eruptions on my skin, I will take this more often. I'll take it 2 or 3 times a day. The next one is Epsom salt. Epsom salt is super helpful to the body. It's filled with magnesium and it is super cheap, which is really nice. And so you can get it usually comes in like a milk carton looking thing from the grocery store, or I buy a 30-pound bag of it on Amazon, and that's what will be in the link that I share with you. And so you can do an Epsom salt bath, but when I say that, I don't mean like a couple tablespoons. I'm talking 2 or 3 cups in a regular bathtub. And if you have a soaking tub like me, I put 5 or 6 cups in there. And when you put your legs in, they almost sort of float. And that's what you want. That means that you have, the intensity in there that you want. And you want to spend at least about 20 minutes in there. From what I've read, that's sort of the time that it takes for the magnesium to get in and be absorbed, and then some of those toxins to come out. In general, I should have sort of said this in the beginning, sort of overarching view of how our bodies detox. The main ways are pee, poop, and sweat or skin. And so the magnesium in the Epsom salt bath helps that skin, your eliminatory channels in your skin, helps detox that way. If for some reason, mobility-wise, you cannot get into a full tub, or if you're one of those people that don't have a tub in your home, you can also do a foot bath. So you can get a really big bowl, like that bowl that you use for popcorn. Take that big bowl and fill it with really nice warm water and a decent amount of Epsom salt. For that amount of water, maybe like a cup, and then put your feet in it. Read a book, watch TV. If you're an essential oil user, that's a really nice time to add some essential oils. I would add them to the salt and mix it up and then dump it in the water. That can help as well. The next thing I want to talk about are 2 other products that you may have heard of, activated charcoal and papaya. These are both super natural 1-ingredient supplements. You don't have to buy these brands. It's just what I have. Activated charcoal helps sweep out toxins, but it also can sweep out beneficial things. So if you're using activated charcoal, I recommend it mostly if you're experiencing nausea. You want to use it away from basically anything. So you want to use it away from your food, and you want to use it away from your supplements, because those are the good things that you want your body to hold on to and absorb. You'd be using the activated charcoal to try and sweep out the toxins. So it's a little bit of a timing issue if you're using activated charcoal. And if and when you have a bowel movement and it's black, don't panic. That's what activated charcoal is supposed to do. That means that it's going in and it's coming out. So don't panic when you see that. It can be a little scary if you're not expecting it. Papaya pills are a digestive enzyme support. And so if you are experiencing reflux or indigestion, these are chewable and they work almost instantly. And acid reflux is super uncomfortable. And this is, of course, a short-term solution, because as we're healing your gut and your digestive enzymes come back, your body starts to make its own hydrochloric acid again. You won't need those forever. So it's a nice sort of short-term solution to get you through as we're moving everything around and asking your body to make big shifts. The last couple ones I wanted to talk about was Castor Oil Packs. This is something my naturopath taught me about years ago, and I find it so fascinating. I'd only heard of castor oil in relation to pregnancy, right? They tell you that last resort, you take a shot of castor oil, and it's terrible, and it makes you feel crampy, but it helps the baby come out. But castor oil is also super rejuvenative to our liver. And there have been lots of interesting studies out there, which I can share with you if you're a science nerd like I am, that when you put castor oil topically over your liver, just on top of your skin, it increases the ability of your immune system to fight off pathogens by a huge percentage. And that lasts for about an hour to 2 hours after you do your castor oil pack. But what's even more fascinating is that if you do the castor oil packs regularly, the amount of time that immune system benefits from it increases. So if you do a castor oil pack once a week, then you're going to get a 1 to 2 hour boost to your immune system. If you do it every day, then that time is going to continually exponentially increase. So for my kids, I try to do these every day, and I'll show you in a second how to do them and how it's a little bit easier to do them for kids. But that's sort of the science behind it, and it's so simple. This is it's just castor oil, and it's pretty cheap, and it lasts forever. You use very little of it. I have this bottle. You can see it's pretty gross. I've had it for a while and it lasts forever, so it's not a super big investment. So what you want to do is you want to find a rag, something that you're not attached to. These are actually receiving blankets for my kids that I cut up when they were done with them. When eventually you'll use this over and over again for a period of time, a couple weeks, depending how often you do it, and then it will start to get crusty. It'll start to get hard. At that point, you want to throw this away. Never put anything that is impregnated with castor oil in your washing machine because it will ruin the rest of your clothes in your washing machine. So find a rag that you're not in love with, and you want to put about a teaspoon, but maybe not even that, like a half a teaspoon, like just a quick drizzle of castor oil on there. And then you're going to put it over your liver. And so your liver, for us ladies, is right under our boob on the right side. It's under the bottom of your rib cage. And so you take the rag and you put that right on your skin. And then I have another sort of like barrier that I use, just an old washcloth, or again, something that when it becomes impregnated with castor oil, you won't be sad to lose. And this is to protect my clothes. And then you need a heat source. And so if you have one of those old timey water bottle bags where you fill it with hot water, you can certainly use those. If you have a heating pad that you plug in, you can use that. Some people like to use the like rice or corn pillows that you put in the microwave and use on your neck or your back. I moved away from using those for my kids because they were hot spots sometimes, and that is a sensitive part of your body, and so I never wanted to burn them. And so what I use are these things called Heat Wave, and you can find them on Amazon, and they have lots of different brands, and there's different sizes. Like this is a big one, and then here's a small one. And the way it works is really cool. Is there's this clicker in the corner. You click it. There you go. And it starts to get really hot. And so that'll move through the whole thing, and it gets stiff. And then once it's done, you massage it and it gets really soft. And then it's going to stay the exact same temperature for half an hour. And it's warm enough where it's going to heat up the castor oil and encourage the skin to absorb it and do its work with the liver, but it's nowhere near hot enough where it's going to burn anybody. And so I love these. And then after they're completely cool, you throw them in boiling water until they become clear again, and that's it. So they're reusable for a while. I've had these for a couple of years, and I think that some of the companies have guarantees where if they do pop or don't work anymore, you can get your money back. So these are great. The last advice I have about castor oil packs is adults tend to do them when they're sort of immobile, sort of sitting around. So if you're laying in bed at night before you go to sleep, or if you're sitting and watching TV, this can be a good time to just sort of put it on there, and you can just hold it with one arm or sort of lean back and it'll stay there. For kids, that's not so ideal. So what I do is I actually wrap them up in an ace bandage. And so I put the castor oil impregnated rag, and then the heat source, and then a washcloth, and then I wrap them up, arms up, and I wrap them up, and I put their shirt back on, and they walk around with this little uneven Buddha belly for 20 minutes. They go about their lives. And then when they're sick of it, or when it's been 20 to 30 minutes, we take it off. And so that works really well. And so that is very helpful. Oftentimes we will have our sort of silent reading time, and we'll put our feet in foot baths, and we'll put our castor oil packs on, and we'll read for 20 minutes. And that's my version of homeschool multitasking, if you will. So the last thing I want to talk about, which in many ways is the most important and the most simple, but the most often overlooked, is water. Water, water, water. Going back to how your body detoxes, pee, poop, and sweat. Pee and sweat and poop are all determined by how hydrated you are. And so your aim should be half your body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 150 pounds, 75 ounces of water is your goal. And what I constantly encourage people to do, and myself as well, is to track it. You have to have a way to keep track of it, because even people that think they drink a lot of water and set the intention to drink a lot of water and carry a water bottle with them and all of that, our lives move on, and it's just not something that we're super conscious about. And so I would challenge you, even if you think you're a water drinker, to pick a way and track it. And you'll be interested to find that there are days where you don't drink anywhere near enough. And then there are days where you probably drink more than you need, which is okay too, as long as you're feeling well. But as you're going through this process of healing your gut and seeking better health, it's so super important to make sure you're hitting that half your body weight in ounces almost every single day. And so there are lots of different ways to do that. There are fun trackers on your iPhone or on your Android out there that you can get that are super fun. I like to sort of do things sometimes that make my kids help me stay accountable, because they think it's so much fun to catch mommy, maybe not doing something she's supposed to do, or remind her of something she forgot. And so I use some of the water apps on my phone that are for kids. And so every time, they plug in that I drank another bottle of water, they earn points towards a plant. I think that starts out as a seed and then it becomes a plant, and they earn this plant and then they get the next kind of plant. It's very exciting for them. There's lots of ways to do it. Find a water bottle that you love, measure how many ounces it is, do the math, and then put rubber bands on it. If you need 5 of those water bottles a day, have 5 rubber bands and put the rubber bands on. And then every time you fill it up, take the rubber band off or put the rubber band on, something like that. I actually have a windowsill in my window where I put I have a big 32-ounce water bottle. So I put 4 rocks, 4 crystals up there. And then every time I go to the sink and I fill my water bottle, I move the rocks to the other side. And we're in our kitchen. Our classroom is in our kitchen. We're here all the time. So it's really easy to see that, hey, Mom, it's already noon, and, you still have 4 rocks. And the kids really love to remind me of that. And I will tell you that it makes a huge difference in how you feel. Making sure you hit that mark or exceed it every single day really does make you feel better. And if you are exercising, you want to add more. That half your body weight in ounces is the minimum for a person who's just sort of walking through life. If you are exercising and sweating, you need to drink more. Sweating is also a great detox pathway. Any way that you can move your body is great. If you have access to a sauna, that would be really fabulous too, but not everybody has access to that. So that was everything on my list. I hope that is super helpful to you. Again, do not feel like you have to do every single one of these. Pick the ones that match your symptoms of detox if you're experiencing them. Pick the ones that are easiest to fit into your lifestyle. If you're already a tea drinker, pick the tea. And pick the ones you might have things lying around your house already. I would be surprised if most people don't already have one of these hanging around somewhere in the bottom of an old linen closet. So if you have one, go ahead and get started with it. And kids really love doing it too. If you have little kids and you're kind of comfortable with them being in the bathroom with you, showing them how to do this. I have a really tiny one. My daughter, I think it's meant for your face and small areas like that. But she actually loves, pretending to dry brush with me. And what a great skill, for her in the future, because kids' lymphatic systems need to move too. But they move their bodies so often and they're always jumping around. So maybe that's inherently why they do that. So if you have any other questions, please reach out to me. If you want a more in-depth video on any one of these tactics, or you want to know more of the science behind one of them, I would love to do that for you. And have a great day. Thanks.